Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Magic Show.
I'm Miles of Magic. You're watching Miles of Magic Presents, the show where I get reactions to my magic tricks. We prefer this type of reaction, not this type of reaction. As most of you probably already know, today is American Independence Day, aka the 4th of July. To celebrate the 4th of July, here is a short presentation about the U.S. President George Washington. Enjoy.
This presentation is about George Washington. However, it does not discuss topics that are often brought up about George Washington. Instead, it discusses something that George Washington, like most other people, thoroughly enjoyed. That something is chocolate. George Washington and his wife Martha loved chocolate. During the 18th century, chocolate was primarily consumed as a warm beverage. The Washingtons often enjoyed this drink served with breakfast, just like coffee or tea. The hot chocolate they enjoyed was prepared by grating chocolate into boiling milk and water, or wine and water. Next, sugar and spices, New World flavors at the time, like chili powder, vanilla, and allspice, creating a complex concoction, were added. Finally, the hot chocolate was frothed and served. Martha Washington enjoyed a chocolate beverage similar to tea. This beverage was prepared by having the cacao beans steeped like a tea. The tea was similar to coffee in color, flavor, and bitterness, and was often served at Mount Vernon, the Washington's riverside estate home, for breakfast or any time coffee and tea was being served. In the year 1757, George Washington ordered 20 pounds of chocolate, and he continued to buy chocolate throughout his life, buying quantities from 1 pound to 50 pounds. He purchased 50 pounds prior to his death in the year 1799.
Thank you. To further celebrate the 4th of July, here is a video of me performing magic for my good friend Patty G. Enjoy. We are here with my friend Patty G. Thank you for joining me today, Patty G.
Always a pleasure, Miles of Magic.
And you just saw the presentation about George Washington, and I just showed you the presentation about George Washington. What do you think?
It's a good presentation. I didn't know he ordered like 20 pounds of chocolate, and it's very interesting. So I like it.
Yeah. So this trick, so that inspired me to build this little magic trick, and I have a representation of George, the famous dollar bill, and I'm going to place a bet. In one of these boxes, we have a yellow, red, and a blue box. In one of these boxes, I have placed a piece of chocolate.
Okay.
And I want you to have a piece of chocolate. I'm going to bet that you will find the chocolate. Two of them, the other two do not have chocolate with them. But I'm going to bet you that you will choose the right one. If you get the right one, you get to keep the chocolate. If you don't, I get to keep the money.
Okay.
You get to keep the money. I'm sorry, you get to keep the money.
Wait, sorry, confused. So if I lose, I keep the money, or if I win, I keep the money?
If you win, if you get the chocolate, you get to keep the chocolate.
Gotcha.
If you don't get the chocolate, you get to keep the money.
Right.
So it's a win-win for you either way. You either get chocolate or money.
I mean, here's hoping it's chocolate, actually.
Yes.
In honor of George Washington.
Yes, I do. But I want you to win either way, because I'm that kind of guy. So, which one do you want? Which one do you want? The yellow, the red, or the blue?
I'm trying to think how you would have done this in your head. Because you see, to our viewers, if it was me doing this, part of me would be like, oh, I could put chocolate in each box, right? Because that way you always would get a chocolate. But then again, if I can also picture you just doing the 1, 2, so I'm trying to think which is the one that's closest to chocolate color. Maybe the red, because they have like raspberry and stuff put in red in like chocolates and stuff. So I'm gonna go with red as my final choice.
Is that your final choice, or do you want to change your mind?
Now I'm not sure.
Now you're not sure. You can change your mind. You want to stick with red or change your mind?
Let's stick with red. Let's
Stick with red. Okay, so I'm going to show you the other two first.
Okay.
So
You're showing that I'm wrong.
Here's the yellow one. I'll open up, and here you can see that there is no chocolate, and it actually says out of order. Just so we know that doesn't have chocolate. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but we can zoom in. And this one, the other one that you did not pick, the blue one, has a similar situation. No chocolate. It also has a little thing, kind of got crumpled there, it says out of order. But this one, the one that you did pick, the one that it actually does have a little piece
Nice.
of chocolate.
Thank you.
And that, and you can eat that, and I get to keep the money.
Yep.
And happy 4th of July, and thank you for joining me today.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Patty G. That was awesome. We've reached the part of the show where I steal someone else's quote to say goodbye. This quote comes from George Washington. In some instances, by acting reciprocally, heroes have made poets and poets heroes. Thank you, Mr. Washington. And remember, the magic words are like, comment, share, and subscribe.